Hey, welcome back, my friends. I am really glad you're here. Welcome to live stream number 142. There it is. I was editing that 10 seconds ago because I forgot to put it up. You don't need to know that, but that's what was happening in my background. So, welcome. I'm glad you're here. It is the holiday live stream, and that's why I look so festive right now because, well, it's the holidays. So, Merry Christmas to you who celebrate Christmas. Happy Hanukkah to those out there who are celebrating Hanukkah. And uh, we're just, you know, it's just the holiday season. Now, I'm saying this now because next Monday is Christmas Day. So, I will not be here next Monday. We're going to skip the live stream because, I'll be busy. Most of you will be busy. So, I hope you just enjoy the night off next week with your family and friends and whatnot. So here we are. And what makes this a holiday live stream? Well, it's because, again, I look festive, and also because I'm going to be doing a giveaway tonight. We're going to give away one of these fancy mugs. I've been doing that on the special live streams. In fact, we're going to do two of them tonight. So two of these. So you have two chances to win. That'll be fun too. Just my way of saying thank you and trying to give back a little bit. Um, this is new. This is new. Supposedly, I'm live streaming to Instagram right now. Uh, StreamYard now has some sort of connection with Instagram, which we were not able to do. It was a little bit clunky to try and connect it and to go live. So I don't know what's happening there, but if you're able to pull up Instagram, let me know uh, if it's working over there and if we are indeed live on Instagram. Speaking of which, if it is your first time here, let us know in the live chat where you found the channel. Was it YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? And say hi in the live chat and say, hey, it's my first time here, first live. Uh, Appreciate that. A lot of people watch the videos and the live streams are like a little added bonus thing. So uh, thank you for that. Um, Let me know. Let me know how you're here. So yes. But anyway, also, if you're new here, know that we do this every Monday night from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and except for next week, won't be here next week. And if you do click that thumbs up, I appreciate that as well. As far as tonight's show, well, I just told you what it's going to be. It's just the holiday show. We're just going to talk, answer questions, look in the live chat, and do a couple of giveaways. Then we'll be out of here. That's all it is. Just a way to get together. We like to do this once a week. It's a great way to start off the week. I always say these Mondays feel like Fridays to me. So I think that's what better way to start off the week than to feel like a Friday, right? So we'll be doing that. If you do have a question in the live chat, post it this way with the word question followed by your question. And that helps tremendously. So speaking of live chat, let's look at that now and just see what folks are saying. Um, Anybody mention anything about Instagram? Are we live on Instagram? Yeah, it's a new feature, so I'm not quite sure how that's working. Um, I see that several of you saw the video that was released this afternoon, and that was filling the groundhog hole with concrete. That was my brilliant idea of how to block up the hole, and it worked out pretty well. Didn't work out exactly as I planned. I really wanted to backfill it all the way to the foundation, but the concrete got a little thick. I had an idea of using uh, I had an idea of using a drain pipe and dumping the concrete down the drain pipe, which worked. I think what happened was it wasn't even that it was too thick. I was thinking about it later, and I think what happened was I had that drain pipe in the hole, and basically, if I had been holding it or somebody been holding it to direct it, but I think it ended up going flat against the bottom of the hole and then filled up with cement and then spilled over. But it was, it was a good idea, I think. But the hole is filled mostly. There's a cavity down at the bottom, and that's okay. The top of its hole is filled. It's sealed up, and I wasn't worried about the groundhogs coming back or getting back in because we trapped them this summer, and they are gone. So they're not going to come back. Now maybe some other ones would come back, but they're gone. So that was not a worry about the groundhog coming back. It was just a matter of I didn't like, first of all, that cold air was coming down through that hole. I didn't like that critters were finding their way down that hole, and not to mention that it could weaken the foundation of the house by having a cavity right around along the foundation there. So I consider it a success, and I'm happy that worked out pretty well. And it was kind of a fun little project to do. So thanks for checking that out. And then I had another video earlier in the week. I guess that would have been last week, with the giant stump that I ground with the Woodland Mills wood chipper, and that went really well. So, uh, but I'm looking at some comments here. Yes, Brandon, thanks for being here. Found the channel by word of mouth. I get it. You all know Brandon, my nephew, who gave away the Butcher Supply Company hat. Was that last week? I think it was just last week. So I see Kent Construction, or Kent from Hope Construction is here. That means hopefully you're doing pretty well. Yeah, the snake scene in today's video, I think, surprised quite a few people. I'm learning who has, I don't know if you'd call it a snake phobia, but a definite dislike for snakes. I don't like snakes at all. I was really creeped out to see that thing down there on the security camera. But again, I haven't seen any mice. So maybe that's a good thing. And I don't think the snakes are destructive like mice are. So, if you have to have something, it's fine. But as long as he stays in the basement, that's the thing. I don't want him here. Now there was one. Maybe it was the same one when we first got here. Again, this house had been empty for quite a while. So when we first got here, Anne was cleaning the house for the first time, and she was vacuuming in the mud room. And she's vacuuming, and up along the baseboard is this long black thing, and she doesn't even realize what it is. She's banging the vacuum into it, and then it moves, and it was a big black snake. And then he slithered behind the toilet into the hole where the plumbing comes through the wall. He went in there, and of course, I sealed that with expanding foam right away. But where he went from there, I don't know. Could be the same one in the basement, and the basement's really sealed well too. So I know it doesn't take much. They only need a little. Their head. These snakes, their head is so tiny, it's like the size of my tip of my pinky here. And I think if they can get that through, they can get their whole body through. I did a short video when I was out in the shed over the summer, and I was cleaning the shed out, and there was a box of like 8 or 10 penny nails. And I picked up this cardboard box, and their little black head popped up. Like, oh, a little baby snake. So I took the box of nails and went to dump it out. And when I did, this snake just kept growing and growing. Like it was a huge snake, which really surprised me and freaked me out a little bit. But I saw that little head and thought it was a little snake, and it wasn't. So, but anyway, I don't like I don't like snakes. I don't like any kind of wildlife in the house, especially groundhogs. That's creepy, but they're out. Um, and again, there are bugs in the basement because a lot of it's dirt, so there's crickets down there and whatnot. And I don't even like to see them, but that's okay, long as they're you know not up here with us. We have a lot of ladybugs for the past month or so. Do you have those? They've come in for the winter, and they go up in the beams there wherever it's warm, and we're vacuuming ladybugs all the time. So that was made me think, oh boy, this house has leaks all over the place, which it probably does. But even we went to our daughter's house, and it's a brand new house, it's sealed tight as can be, and went up in their third floor, and there was ladybugs on the ceiling. So that made me feel better. Even nice brand new houses have that. So, question from Kent about the wood stove. It's not in yet, but that is a project I'm working on right now. I've been building some of the. I open up the wall next to it because we're moving the doorway from the left side of the chimney to the right side, and a bigger doorway. So I've been putting studs up there. and I'm getting ready to put the hearth in place. I got some really cool supplies for that, thanks to our local brickyard. I didn't want to have a real thick hearth, nor do I need one, because the stove, the Hearthstone stove, the requirements are only to have ember protection. Ember protection is very minimal protection. Some stoves require a 4-inch thick hearth. This, I was told from the company I bought it from, they said they've seen people use uh, tempered glass under the wood stove, and just that's their hearth. Certainly not going to do that, but it would look kind of cool in the right situation. But anyway, I don't need a real thick hearth. So, what I found, or what our local brickyard found, were reclaimed brick from a building in Chicago. And these are actual brick. Um, and they are cut down. They're brick veneer. They've been cut down to only a half-inch thick. So basically, you're getting just the face of the brick or the surface of the brick. Um, and they're only a half-inch thick. Now, I've got two floors in this house because it has the old original 3/4 inch. Oh, thanks for the balloons. Old 3/4 inch base floor. And then years after that, they added a second 3/4 inch pine floor. I guess because the old floor was so bad. So there's got an inch and a half of flooring here. So I'm going to cut out the top section of flooring, which is 3/4 of an inch thick, revealing the 3/4 inch subfloor at that point. I'm going to lay 1/4 inch cement board, and then we're going to place these bricks in mortar, just like I'm doing tiling, which are a half-inch thick, which is going to bring me up to 3/4 of an inch. And the brick top will be level with the flooring in the house. So it's going to look like a recessed brick. It's going to be very cool. Plus, the room that this stove is going in is very small. We're going to be walking past it. It will be a tripping hazard, at least a toe stubbing hazard. So this way, it'll be flush and level. And these bricks, to me, I think they look really cool because they're so imperfect, and I feel like things have to be either perfect or they have to be extremely imperfect in order to work. If I make a mistake and something's slightly imperfect, that doesn't work. But old houses like this, when things are drastically imperfect, well, then it works, and that's what we call character. So, at any rate, I am hoping to get that hearth finished this week, and then we have to get the chimney liner installed. So I'm going to schedule that hopefully for later this week, if not next week. Well, Christmas is next week, maybe after Christmas. So it's possible that this this wood stove, will have fire in it before the end of this year, which is only another 2 weeks away. The weather's not been terribly cold yet, so if we get it going for January, February, into March, I'll be really happy with that. So I'm really excited about it. And I have some finished work to do in the house, but at least I can get the stove going. And then I can finish the walls behind it after it's in place. So um, David has snake phobia too. I saw your comment, David, and I thought, I'm pretty sure David does not like snakes. I mean, I don't know many people that do. Although I had a cousin who had a boa constrictor when we were kids growing up, and she loved it. I never did. So that's funny. And Chef Head Ed, yeah, the stump grinder, that was a fun video to make. I ground that 3.5 foot wide stump, and there's almost no limit to what you can do, really, if you just take it down inch by inch. Um, what I learned with that big stump is that you have to take it down all the way across, because at one point, and I didn't even talk about this on the video, at one point, I was on the very end, and I was cutting it down, uh, shaving it down, and then it got so low, but then the chip guard that sticks out the side was actually getting stuck on the stump itself, so it wouldn't go any lower. So you've got to, only go so deep and then move over and kind of go across the whole thing, then probably come back and do it again. It's pretty tedious on a compact tractor, but it did it, and I'm happy with it. And I did another one yesterday. I didn't record the video. I did it out front. There was an old uh, stump that the tree may have been cut down 10, 15 years ago. The stump was pretty rotten, but yet we couldn't ride the mower in front of the house because it was so big and it was between the road and the house. And um, anyway, I ground that one down yesterday. It only took me like 10, 15 minutes. And now we'll be able to plant grass there. So a lot of comments about snakes. I don't really like talking about snakes too much, but while we're on the subject of snakes, one thing I like about this part of the state, and now people will argue with me about this, but supposedly there are no poisonous snakes in this region. I've had people say, "Oh, I've seen them, I've heard about them." I don't think that's confirmed. The northern part of the state, there are rattlesnakes. I don't know why they've not made their way down here. We don't have chipmunks down here. I don't know why that is. Up in North Jersey, there are chipmunks all over the place. Here, there are no chipmunks. Why is that? I don't understand it. I mean, a chipmunk, certainly, if it could survive North Jersey has much harsher winters than we have. Um, Maybe chipmunks need that. I don't know, but there are no chipmunks here. And I'm okay with that because chipmunks are a rodent just like a groundhog is a rodent, just like um, rats and mice are rodents. We don't need any chipmunks here, but I think it's interesting that there are no chipmunks here. But supposedly, again, there are no poisonous snakes either. And I'm happy to know that. There's really nothing around here to be afraid of, which is cool. Uh, no poisonous snakes, no scorpions, no um, there's some really nasty things to be afraid of. Bobcats, wildcats, people again will say they're around here, but not really, um, not that I've seen or heard too much about. But there are now coyote, which was something that were not around here years ago. And in fact, the neighbor farm here has a pack of coyotes living back in the woods there. Um, I don't like that because I know they'll stay away, but they tend to be getting a little more on the aggressive predator side. We've got a lot of deer and things like that, but they run away, and I'm sure coyote would run away too. But still, they could potentially be aggressive. So I don't like that there are coyotes that close. And of course, Hachi's out there playing in the woods, and she's not afraid of anything, so she could confront them and. She would probably lose that battle. She might be able to take a groundhog, but I don't think a coyote. So, yep. Kent has a suggestion here to keep the bugs out of the basement. Place some mothballs all around. Get rid of the crickets and spiders. Very nice. Do they still make mothballs with the same ingredients? Because there was something that some ingredient I think was outlawed years ago. I think mothball is the same ingredient as the guys will know this. Remember the pink things in the urinals that smelled sort of like mothball? They'd put them in, and years ago, I worked in an industry where we bought paper products from a paper supply company. So we, supplied restrooms and things like that. And I remember the guy saying, "No, you can't get those anymore. They've been outlawed." And I thought the mothballs were in that same chemical compound. So anyway, something to look up about mothballs. I see Ross is here. Snow is gone. It's raining now. Oh boy, Ross has already been out there running the snowplow or running the snow blower. So that's good to see. But I'm glad it's gone. Hey, Ed Joyce, thank you for the super chat. I don't know why I can't bring that up here, but thank you for that. I appreciate that very much. Where is that? Maybe it's lower. Maybe it's higher. They should make this so you can click on it. There it is. There it is. Thank you. How about bats? We do have bats around here. They don't bother me at all. In fact, when we were kids, my brother taught me this that in the summertime at dusk, you see the bats fluttering around. They're kind of erratic. They're very quiet, which is kind of creepy. You see them, but you don't really hear them. But we would take little stones and we'd stand out in the field and throw the stone up in the air, and then the bat would swoop down because they thought it was a bug. They'd swoop down. Then I guess they'd realize it's not a bug, and then they would swoop up out of the way. So we'd be flicking these stones up in the air, trying to get the bat to come close to us, and Um, that was that was a thrill. Of course, we heard that I was also told, they'll get tangled up in your hair. Don't go out with the bats because they'll come down. They'll get tangled up in your hair. And I don't really have that problem now, but um, that was one of those things. Uh, we were also told that if you crossed your eyes when the school bell rang, your eyes would stay crossed. So we were always afraid. But I'll admit, one time I tried it, just when nobody was looking. I crossed my eyes and waited for the school bell to ring, and I'm fine. Uh, so funny things. All right, I'm going to look at some comments now. I'll be quiet for a second. Yeah, outdoor adventures. You have beavers. They make a 4 to 5 acre pond. Wildlife explosion has happened since the beavers made this pond is amazing. Yeah, I, they are amazing. The beavers are. I've not seen any of those. Although we're on uh, a stream here. There's a creek here, so I haven't seen any beavers out there. But I would imagine that they'd be out there. But the none of the trees have been chewed like from a beaver, so I haven't seen them. And it's a running stream, so I would think that they would possibly dam it up. So, um, thank you, Chris, talking about the venomous snakes in the area. It depends on what map you look at. Your area is included on some range maps for the copperhead, but not others. So minimal presence at most. Yeah, the copperhead up in North Jersey, I think, is the one that I've seen. Um, some warning signs for it when you hike on trails up there and whatnot. But again, not haven't seen it here. Um, don't know. Like you said, if at all, minimal. So worst thing we have are ticks right now in this area. I mean, not right now. Although I read that ticks are a year-round um, species, but definitely more in the summertime. Uh, Somebody in one of the comments had mentioned pouring ammonia down a groundhog hole that it would make the groundhogs leave. That makes a lot of sense to me because that's pretty nasty stuff. But again, we don't have a problem with groundhogs right now. We got rid of the ones we had. I'm sure there are plenty of holes back in the woods, and they don't bother me as long as they don't come up into the house and the garden and all that. Um, but that's kind of it seems like a good idea to put ammonia down the hole if you want to get rid of them. And, Twin Brook yeah, we used to catch snakes too. Again, my brother it's still my brother who does these crazy things, but he taught me how to catch snakes where you catch them behind the head like that and hold them, and then they can't bite you, but yeah, he used to like to catch snakes, and then I did it a few times, but I don't like them that much anymore. I just saw a comment, interesting comment from BT Handy, who commented on the groundhog video, which I didn't see that yet. Do you think Fast 2K would be easier in the basement to backfill? I was actually thinking instead of pouring concrete down the hole, I was actually thinking about getting some bags of Fast 2K and dumping it down that hole. I didn't because I wanted it to be more structural, thinking if this did compromise the foundation in any way, I wanted to backfill it with concrete. But I do think the Fast 2K is fascinating. And I like that suggestion. In fact, I like it so much, I'm going to really consider it because when I look in the basement at that one hole down at the bottom, you saw in the video, I was able to take a few stones away or rocks away from the top, revealing another hole. And I can stick my whole hand still up at that hole. There's actually, I stuck my hand up there. There's a whole brick laying in there. So I'm not sure what went on here with this house. Nobody knows because it's 150 years ago or more. But um, that the basement may have been dug out. I was talking to my brother-in-law about this earlier. The basement may have been dug out because the walls are they're kind of leaning in at the bottom. So it's possible that it was not a basement when it was built, and maybe it was just a stone foundation, and then they may have dug out deeper to make the basement, but they dug it on an angle because they didn't want the house to collapse, and then stacked stone along the angle. That's a slight angle, but not dramatic. But still, it's an angle. It's an obvious angle. So maybe there's something else behind that stone wall. I don't know. Point is, if I block up the bottom again with newspaper or something, and if I could pour fast 2K in the top, which is expanding foam, it's what is it, closed cell, or it's really strong. I like that idea. Thank you for that. I may just do that. If I do, you'll see it. How about that? So, David Martin, thank you for the science lesson about mothballs, and urinalysis cakes have naphthalene. Urinalysis cakes. That's what they're called, huh? Sounds yummy. Urinalysis cake. I want some. Um, hmm. All right. Well, all right. All right, John, I'll stop talking about see, it's a creepy thing. And let's stop talking about it because I do. I worked with a woman who had a phobia, get this, of cats. I mean, this was flat out phobia, like all phobias. Like, you could not even talk about cats. You could not mention the word cat. She had a phobia. Like, don't joke with her in the parking lot. Say, "Oh, there's a cat." Telling you, I was warned. Do not ever, ever say the word cat around her. So these phobias are real things. They really are. And I respected that. And I never did. Never mentioned a cat. I said, "How about a kitten?" Nope. Can't say that either. All right. So let's stop that. Did anybody see? I haven't seen a comment yet. Uh, did anybody see if anything's going on over on Instagram? Are we live over there? I don't see any comments on here from Instagram. Hmm. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Ed. Well, actually, thank you, Colleen. Orange is in my color palette. It's one of my favorite colors. And that's why, people think that the channel's all about Kubota because of orange, but I just like orange, really. I mean, and Dakota's orange. So I thought that's kind of fun. But uh, I've worn orange long before I even had a Kubota tractor. Thanks for the comment, though. I appreciate that. Now, Anne, on the other hand, will not wear orange. She says it doesn't work for her. We all have we all have a color palette. Poll question for BT Handy. Question: real tree or fake tree? Um, this year we've had both. This year we have a fake tree. Not only do we have a fake tree, it's about 16 inches tall, and it's on the mantle right now because we're doing all this renovation stuff. Thought we don't need to set up a tree. We don't have space for it, and so little little fake tree this year. We've had both. So thank you, Brandon. Jody saw that I went live on Instagram. Good to know, for what it's worth. Let's do our first giveaway of the night. We're going to do two of these, and it's for a mug. And you can celebrate whatever holiday you celebrate with this mug. Now, you're not going to get it for the holidays because Christmas is next Tuesday or next Monday. We're already into Hanukkah. And then forgive my ignorance for any other holidays that are happening right now or this time. But whatever the holiday you're celebrating, even if you're not celebrating any holiday at all, you can still win one of these mugs. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Mug. If you already won the mug, I am going to ask you to not participate if you already won one of these. I haven't given away too many, so chances are not too many people have won a mug except Gary, who got like 6 of them mailed to him by mistake from the company. Lucky Gary. Uh, so if you've won one of these, why don't you just, in the holiday spirit, step aside. Step aside. So thank you, Margaret. Kwanzaa is after Christmas. I see that. Kwanzaa is not a religious holiday, from what I have read in the past, but it's a celebratory holiday. So let's give away one of these mugs. Wouldn't that be good? I think it would be good for sure. Should we go back to the Christmas music? I think we should. What is that? That was a. Is that just a bug on my head? Was that a ladybug? Talking about ladybugs. All right. Well, look. If you're new to the live stream, here's how we do this. In the live chat, and I don't think this is going to work for Instagram people. So if you are watching on Instagram, hop on over to Facebook or YouTube. Facebook or YouTube, in the live chat, you're going to type the word or the phrase that I share with you momentarily. You type that in, and a random comment picker is going to pick the winner of the mug. So just that simple. In the live chat, type the word hashtag mug. Made it super easy, right? Hashtag mug. And it can be uppercase or lowercase. Doesn't matter. Hashtag mug. You don't need my big ugly mug on there. Let's go with the smaller mug. There we go. So just like this, BJ, hashtag mug, all in uppercase. Outdoor Adventures, lowercase, hashtag mug. It doesn't matter. It'll work. So, thanks for all of you who are watching tonight. I appreciate it because this is kind of like almost a Seinfeld episode where we talk about nothing for the most part. That's what the Monday nights are. We talk about everything, we talk about nothing at the same time. Look, it was a ladybug crawling on me. There it is. Oh, just flew away. Oh, the song ended. Shall I hit the... Oh, I almost hit the remove button. I have to hit the draw button. All right, let's do the first one. First draw. Here we go. You've had your chance to enter. It's for the winner of the first one of two mug giveaways for the evening. Marquis Legacy Acres, congratulations to you for winning the mug tonight. It's the holiday gift that keeps on giving. I think we've connected before, but as I always say, please send me an email at contactmcgtv@gmail.com. Let me know that you were the mug number one winner for tonight, and I will get one of these drop shipped to you from Teespring because that's the one who makes them. No guarantees how long it'll take. Last time they did a pretty good job. They seem to have stepped up, fixed up whatever issues they were having. I had some folks that were complaining they weren't getting T-shirts and things like that quick enough. So I experienced that my own self. But anyway, this was pretty quick. So send me an email with your name, your mailing address, and I'll get that processed, and then it'll come to you whenever they do it. So congratulations on that. Excellent. There we are. So that is number one of two giveaways. We'll do another one here in a few minutes before we wrap up. Again, if you're new to the live stream, we do this every Monday night, and it's just for an hour or less. Rarely do we go over. Sometimes we go over. If we have a guest, we might go over. This hat is too big. I have a small head. It's too big, but that's all right. If I don't move, it's okay. And I'm crooked there. I look better now. Anyway, any other questions about the stump grinder, for instance? That was the last couple of videos I did. We can't talk too much more about the groundhog, although I did use the mud mixer for that. And if you are considering purchasing a mud mixer, little plug here from Mud Mixer, they're including the hopper extension, which I did not use yesterday or on today's video because I was only putting one bag at a time in. You can get a hopper extension, which allows you to add more bags of dry mix. And right now, through the end of the year, Mud Mixer is including one of those for free when you buy a Mud Mixer. It's like a $300 value, $325, I think. So if you're thinking about getting a Mud Mixer, it would be a good time in the next 2 weeks before the end of the year, because you'll get that hopper extension included uh, with it. So just throwing that out there. If you are considering it, now's a good time. And use the link mudmixer.com/mcg, because what that does, again, I get nothing from that, but it sends you to Mudmixer, and they know that you came through my channel, and just it tells them like, hey, this was worthwhile. It's kind of a partnership. They partnered with me to let me use the mud mixer on the channel and demonstrate it, which I agreed to do. So it just shows that I sent you there. Appreciate that. The other way you can help the channel, by the way, speaking of helping the channel, that doesn't really help the channel other than, for goodwill, like, hey, Ed sent us another potential customer. Thanks, Ed. Uh, but but one way you can help the channel, and I do appreciate you watching the videos, because that's important to me. When you watch the videos, when you comment on the videos, if you like them and if you share them, uh, that is appreciated beyond words, because that is what supports me in this endeavor of in this creative process. Um, a lot of us do YouTube because we do, but it's also kind of it's a business. I'm in a social media business here, so supporting the channel is easy to do. It's free, and when you watch the videos, you're supporting the channel. It's just that simple. So thank you for watching the videos. I appreciate that. The other way you can support the channel is if you go to any of my videos. There are links in those videos for if you shop on Amazon, for instance. If you shop on Amazon.com, uh, in all of my video descriptions, there are Amazon links. So when you want to buy something on Amazon, if you click on any one of those links, you don't have to buy what the link is. If you click on any one of those links, that will take you to Amazon. And when that takes you to Amazon, anything that you buy, I will get credit for bringing you to Amazon. So the channel gets a little commission, a couple percentage points. It doesn't cost you any more, and it throws a few percentage points back to me, because it's like a referral fee. Like I referred you to Amazon. So when you go to buy something on Amazon, you can be like, hey, I want to support Ed. Let me go over to his channel, click on one of his links, take me to Amazon. Now he gets credit for whatever I bought. You could buy cotton balls, and I'll get credit for that. So just a fun way to support the channel. I know it's one extra step for you, but it does help, and I appreciate it. Enough with this shameless promotion. Thank you, John, for the super sticker. That's very generous. I feel funny about when people give me these super chats and super stickers, but I appreciate it. It really, it's very kind. Thank you for that. Very nice. Am I missing some comments? Regarding the mud mixer, Brian was saying it was interesting to see the mortar mix. That was the first time I did just straight mortar mix in there, and it really was nice. It really came out uh, well mixed and smooth. I thought it was great. So I don't know how. I don't know if you'd use that as much, because mortar mix usually would be used for block work and stuff. So I guess you could use that and dump it into a bucket or a pan, and then use the pan. Uh, so probably if I was doing that kind of work, and I'm not a concrete person, but if I was doing mortar work, I probably would uh, pour it from the mud mixer into a pan, but I'd probably do it a stiffer mix, a drier mix, because then you can add to it to make it exactly what you need to work with. If you make it too loose, then you're going to be kind of stuck with that. So, but yeah, it did a really nice job with that. Very nice. Uh, let's help out Robert Hamilton here with a question. Got a leaky hydraulic coupler. What should I do? Well, probably uh, first suggestion that I would have is clean both ends of that coupler extremely well. Make sure there's nothing, no debris or anything that's holding it up, keeping it from leaking. Now, is it leaking only when it's coupled, or is it leaking all the time? Like if you're running the tractor and you've got a hydraulic coupler with nothing connected to it and it's leaking, you may have a problem with the coupler, O-ring. I don't know what you can rebuild in a coupler. I don't know anything about them as far as that goes. But if it's leaking with nothing connected to it, there may be a problem there. If it's leaking when you have something connected to it, there may be dirt or debris in there, so you want to clean that. Um, I don't know what you would clean it with, but I would think it'd be safe to spray it with WD-40 and use that kind of as a wash, or just get parts cleaner probably and spray parts cleaner in there, wash it down, uh, snap it back together, see if that helps. If not, then you probably just need to replace the coupler. It's probably your only bet with that. But other folks might know if you can rebuild those, if they have O-rings that are replaceable. Would think they would be, but I don't know how you do that. So, but I'll let other folks. Robert, check out the comments. You'll get some answers from people in there. Uh, Speaking of stump grinders, David Martin has a comment here about a concern with things like the stump grinder is the shock to the gear case over time. Uh, I can understand that, but from what I've seen, it doesn't seem like a lot of shock to me. Watching it, it's pretty smooth. I think that my rototiller probably causes more shock to the gearbox than the stump grinder would. Stump grinder is a very relatively thin blade, like an inch or so. Um, it's very smooth. It gets if it gets hung up, it bogs down the tractor or the clutch slips. Um, but I have found that it's not really aggressively shocking anything. Like I said, I think my rototiller does more bouncing and shocking than that does. But good point for sure. Um, yep, good comments here for Robert. Yep, change the fitting. Yeah, a lot of good comments there. And Robert has already never disconnected it. Okay. Well, I would say if it's a quick connect, I would say disconnect it, clean it, put it back together. You might get lucky. I see Big E has a question here about a bent skid steer quick coupler. Check out Peterson Farms of Nashville. Phil had a bent skid steer quick attach, and he was able to rack it back into place. So I would search Phil's channel for that. I'm sure there are other ones out there, but I did see Phil's recently. So check out Peterson Farms of Nashville and see what he did there to fix his bent squid steer quick attach. I always have a problem with that. In one of my early videos, I said squid steer, and there are already comments on that too. So yep. Victor, here's what I'm thinking, Victor. Victor's asking about going live next week. Now, Christmas Day, I will not be going live. The next Monday is January 1st. I think I would go live on January 1st. If it was New Year's Eve, then maybe not. But January 1st, I think I'll be around. As far as I know, I'll go live on January 1st. But thank you for asking that question. Right now, let's leave it open because we like to be spontaneous. I know a lot of people like to plan ahead, but um, I do too. But on that, I'm going to leave it open. I think I'll go live January 1st. I think we'll do it. If I don't, I apologize for that. When he's still key, Mark's saying the same thing. Peterson Farms just did a video about that. That's exactly what I was talking about. Exactly. Question from Outdoor Adventures with Brayton, who's going to the Farm Machinery Show. I am not planning on going to that, but maybe other folks here are. So I'd like to get out there one of these days. That one and the Equip Expo is a good one to go to. Thank you from the Joyce family, the $1.99 super sticker. That's very kind. I appreciate that. very much. And that's Ed and Colleen. And I do hope you're doing well and that you have a great holiday. Okay, so all right, good comments. I appreciate that very much. So let's do the second giveaway. How about that? How about we do that? I think we should do that. You're going to enter in the live chat. I'm going to randomly pick a winner. I'm not going to randomly pick a winner. The computer, the artificial intelligence, is going to randomly pick a winner. Again, if you already won, take that sticker off the bottom. If you already won, then how about giving the opportunity to somebody else who has not won yet? We'll just do that. But I think we can do the same thing again. I don't know how to bring it up, though. No, I have to cancel this. Bear with me just a moment. Yeah. There we go. So yeah, we'll do the same thing again. And even the same words, so you don't have to enter again if you don't want to. If you want to enter again, you can. But yeah, I would say enter again, because it shows 5 entries, but we had lots more before. So I would say just do it again. Same word, #mug. We can do the same word again. And that's a chance to win one of these fine porcelain mugs. I guess it's porcelain. Oh, they are. These hold up really well. I'm surprised. I have one that kind of started to come apart in the dishwasher. That was the old style. This is the new style. Both available on shopmcg.com. But this is the one that I'm giving away. So, how about this? All right. We have a lot of people watching tonight, too, so thanks for that. I appreciate it. We'll let folks enter. And a lot of the comments. Yep. David's getting old. Might need a 2-handle mug. That's called a sippy cup, David. Isn't it funny, when you're young you need a 2-handle mug, and when you're old you need one. All right, I see. You're talking about Christmas shoes. That's a song, right? Some songs are so hokey that they make me angry. Thanks, Chris, for bringing that up. Favorite Christmas song, worst Christmas song, yeah. But I'll tell you my favorite Christmas song, since you asked. My all-time favorite Christmas song is Andy Williams, The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. I love that song. You know why? First of all, because it's a fun song. It's a fun song with great music. I love that it's jazzy. It's got drums in the background. If you're really listening closely, it's really cool. It's a cool song. But on a touching note here, I remember when I was a kid having a dream, and this is very vivid. In the dream, it was like the camera was on the windshield of the station wagon. We had an old white station wagon when I was a kid. And in my dream, the camera is looking at the station wagon, and my whole family is in that station wagon, and that song is playing. And it's just very, like, I woke up from that dream, and it was like so real. And I could see my mom, my dad, my siblings, they were all in it. And that song was playing. And it was just, I mean, it was like a hokey Christmas moment, but it was powerful, especially because I've lost both my parents now. At the time, when I had that dream, I think my mom would have still been alive. My dad died. when I was way young. But anyway, it was a touching dream, and that song was in the background, and I like it for that reason. Okay, enough of that hokey Christmas stuff. Let's draw this. Let's draw this out and see who wins the second mug drawing. Here we go. This is for the second mug drawing for the night, and our winner is Chevhead Ed. It was almost Peterson Farm. I saw that. Chevhead Ed, congratulations to you. I think you won stickers in the past, but I'm going to ask you to send your address to me again because I don't save all that stuff. So, Chevhead Ed, send me your name and your shipping address, your mailing address, and I will get this processed for you. Congratulations to our longtime viewer, Chevhead Ed. Appreciate it. Okay, so that's how that works. And there we go. What a good time. I'm going to work on getting some more guests. I like having some live stream guests. That's always fun to talk to people. So I've got some feelers out there for folks. And if you think of anything, let me know. You know, as the night goes on, this is like getting lower and lower and lower. All right. That's good. It's all good. So anyway, yeah, you can always email me if you have ideas for guests. I'd like to get some guests on here. So that's fun. But otherwise, you know, it's fun just to chat with you. It's fun to open up the lines and have you come on as well. And we do that once in a while too. We'll probably do for that. Maybe we'll do that early in the year. But that is always a lot of fun to get together with you that way. So otherwise, it'll just be me here, and we'll just be chatting along, you know, like we do almost every Monday night, except next Monday. So anyway, if you, I hope that if Monday is your holiday, Christmas is your holiday, like it is for me and my family. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and it's peaceful and calm and joyful and all those wonderful things. And that wish goes out for uh, everyone, regardless of the holiday that you might be celebrating. But Merry Christmas to those who are celebrating Christmas. Again, Happy Hanukkah. I know we're in the midst of that right now. I think it's still going on. I've pardoned my ignorance on that, but Happy Holidays covers it, and know that I'm thinking of you, how much I appreciate you. So have a great week, and hopefully I will see you here in 2 weeks. Thanks for watching.